It is Wednesday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus Digital Desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni, of course, with the News 10, Studio 10, Claudia Stella. Oh, geez, we just butchered that.
It's okay.
How are you?
I'm good. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, yeah.
Halfway through the week. It's a good show. It's a good day. It's National Taco Day, so I would just like to say Happy National Taco Day to everyone.
If you haven't eaten lunch yet, you know what to get now.
Yes, and if you don't know where to go, watch our show because we're going to tell you where to go tonight.
That is true.
Or today on Studio 10. So that's really how we're kicking off Studio 10. We're going to start off with some really great tacos.
Oh, yes.
From Taqueria Fire Taco. Have you ever had them?
I've not, but that sounds good.
They're really good.
Okay.
And you're going to see what I mean when you see them come in because they've got the setup.
Okay, I'm sure I'll be sniffing. Probably be getting ready for the 4 and where's that scent coming from?
Yep. 2 words, taco pizza. That's all I'm saying. There.
Wait, why have I never tried that before?
Yeah, it's like a quesadilla looking thing. You'll have to see, but everyone should tune in.
I just ate and I'm getting hungry again.
I know, literally. I just literally licked my lips. Like, I'm hungry.
We're doing great.
But it's, so you'll have to stay tuned because we have Jay Martinez from the taco shop. He's coming over to talk to us about how they're choosing to celebrate the day and how, actually, for them, every day is Taco Day. So, we're going to talk about those things. And then, now, this is interesting. Have you ever played the game Clue?
I have played the game Clue. That is a fun game.
Are you good at the game Clue?
I think so. I know, there's little shortcuts in some rooms, and I feel like the guesses I'm good at narrowing it down.
Yeah, I can't play with my family because they always intentionally, ruin the game or mess up the game so that we
that's
never...
Annoying. That's annoying.
Yeah, it's always my dad, too. I don't know.
Dads like to do that.
Yeah, halfway through the game, we're like, wait, something's not adding up. It's my dad. So, we're going to have the Clue cast from MSU for the show, Clue. They're going to be here, and we're going to be playing a little Clue Mad Lib game. So I'm super excited for that.
Fun.
They're going to tell us all about their show, behind the scenes, on stage, everything. It's going to be really fun, and they're a great cast. And then we've got Rochelle, who's going to be at the new store, downtown Lansing, Nubian. It highlights and features all things African culture, from jewelry to clothing, you name it. They've got it. It's absolutely beautiful. So she's going to be there live throughout the show, kind of showcasing what they have and their location. So, because they just opened, literally just opened. So,
all right, so everyone's getting the first-hand look at Nubian.
Actually, yes. I think they've been open for 3 days, 3 or 4 days. So
go check it out. There you go.
Check it out. And if you need to know any details about it, tune in to Studio 10 at 3. We'll see you there. And that's our show for today.
Anything else?
We got a lot of stuff. I think one of my favorite things is always our talkers. We're talking about some interesting things today.
You guys do have fun talkers.
Yes. Mariah Carey's coming to Detroit, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But overall, I would say that if you like tacos and you really are excited for fall, watch the show.
All right, looking forward to it. And that's coming up at 3 o'clock today.
Yes.
So if you can't make it or you want to look back at anything,
you can always find us on social media. We're on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And our YouTube features all of our videos if you missed one. And we also post that on Facebook and Instagram as well. So we will see you there. But it's super easy to find. We are the Green Circle.
Perfect. Thank you, Claudia. And I'm sure
there.
you've got some spooky things in the show coming up as well. We'll see. There you go. All right. Well, here's where you can find their YouTube page at WILX Studio 10. Of course, if you want to go back and rewatch anything or if you missed anything, you can go there, watch it. You're in good hands. We do have Justin Bradford here. And Justin, just going to sigh for a second. Today is the last day for the warm temperatures.
This is it, yeah. The folks, summer weather lovers especially, last day in the 80s this afternoon. And the clouds are creeping in too. That's going to be ahead of the system. That's going to bring us plenty more clouds and some showers tomorrow, and then much cooler air for the weekend. And so
cooler.
We've been teasing that for a while now. It's October. When you get warm stretches like this, they can only last so long, and they're almost always followed by very cold stretches. And while this maybe doesn't constitute as a very cold stretch, it's going to feel that way with numbers only coming into, values that we'll show folks in a second.
Just to
give an idea, we'll get there. We'll enjoy what we've got right now, right?
Oh, yeah. Later today, that's my plan.
Got to take advantage outside. And so yesterday I joked about might head outside Might end up doing that today. Might end up going to hit one of the lakes, see if I can get
Yes.
one last little trip in. But we're going to try that maybe later this evening. We'll see how it all goes.
If you do, we want pictures.
Well, it all depends on how fast I get my yard work done, too, because
True.
I just bought a house with my wife, Alex, and the yard has not been cut yet. And the grass is very long, and it's going to rain tomorrow. So I got to get it cut before it grows anymore. I don't want my neighbors thinking this is the guy who doesn't
Look
cut
at
his
this new
lawn.
guy,
anything
yeah.
like this. I just did finally get the mower taken care of. Very long story, but got it taken care of yesterday. So now we're ready to go. Need to go do that this
There
afternoon.
you go. Proactive.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good evening for it. Nice day outside, so we enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's take a look outside because yesterday felt great and today also feeling very nice out.
Yeah, US 127 shows more clouds, but the Meridian Company Skycams all over mid-Michigan are going to show that today. We're not really seeing too much in the way of sun, especially compared to the last couple days when that's just about all we had outside. And so a look at temperatures, which apparently someone is taking over the thing, so it hasn't been able to load here. Let me see if I can adjust the settings
That
and
looks
try
a
to
little
get in here
funky.
and see what we can do. Well, it doesn't appear that it's going to give me much. Here's temperatures around the region. We'll at least show you that if we can't get to the other ones right now. 78 right now in Lansing, that's the number. And then we've got 64 degrees in Minneapolis, 50s in Glendive. You see that cooler air kind of starting to creep into mid-Michigan. And so satellite radar view is going to showcase that right here. Again, continuing to see a little bit in the way of cloud cover moving into mid-Michigan. And we've also got a couple of those rain showers out there as well. And so that's what we've got ongoing for now. Again, continued warm conditions across the area for the next, we'll call it about 18 or so hours, and then we'll start getting into some of that cooler fall air by the time we hit the tail end of this forecast. But in the meantime, you can notice that the system showers that have mainly been riding that omega blocking pattern, the ridge off to our north over the past couple of days, are finally going to start creeping in here. And so we'll eventually get a southwest flow to work back in here by the time we get to the tail end of this forecast. And so if we can, we'll try to go through the hour by hour. Not seeming like it's wanting to cooperate for us here with the playback button, but again, you'll notice that we've got clouds hanging on as we head through this evening. Eventually, we're going to see the return of a couple of those rain showers as well as we head out towards the evening and beyond further than that. And the 10-day forecast apparently does not want to do me any
What is
help
going
either.
on?
It's just decided it doesn't want to show up. And so that's what we've got going on more or less. I guess I can go back. We can talk a little bit more about the temperatures across the region, or at least the sat rad while we're at it. Air temps, again, as I mentioned, they're in the 70s out there today, at least for the moment. I think we are going to sneak into these lower 80s here, and that's probably about where we'll top out today. Clouds did filter in a little thicker, a little faster than we expected, but again, getting back into some of the warmer conditions this afternoon for the final time, because we are going to head back into some much cooler air. And the temps that you see out towards the west right now, where we've got 60s in places like Fargo, Rapid City, that's the air that we deal with most of tomorrow afternoon once the rain bands move through, and it's also what we deal with as we head out further into our late stages of Friday's time frame as well. So the numbers you see, 64, Fargo, Rapid City, Minneapolis, those are the temperatures we're going to be dealing with by the time we get to the tail end of this forecast. And so that's what we're going to have to deal with. Now the satellite radar one more time, which we can show you here since we don't need the playback button for it, which appears to be disabled right now once again. Is going to show the clouds creeping through. I think we might get a few pockets of clearing this evening. At least I'm hoping so. It'd be nice to see a little bit of extra sunshine before the day's done. But after that, the cool air is going to spill in, and the numbers are going to be pretty chilly for the time of year, all things considered. Only topping out, again, in the 50s. So we'll try to see if we can do anything here past the hour by hour, which again is appearing not to be working here. The 10-day apparently is also not showing up. I'm not sure if the trend will. Doesn't look like that's going to help me out
boy,
either.
we're having...
I'll try one more and see if we can pull anything up. The 7-day, nope, that's not even going to do anything for
I'll
me.
just come back out to us.
That's
There we
kind of what
go.
we got going. It's one of those type days. Enjoy the warmth. We're trying to just not think about the cold air, apparently.
I guess so.
If we can't show it, it doesn't exist, right? And so I guess
Out of
that's
sight,
where
out
we're
of
going.
mind.
I will say by the time we hit the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, those are 2 days we're in the low 50s for highs. Overnight lows likely go to the 30s for the first time since early May. And so it's reality setting back in. It all averages out when you look at highs in the 50s, highs in the 80s. We should be mid-60s. And so put those two together, divide by 2. That's what we get. Is we get mid-60s.
Good
And
math.
so the average is working, but it's just a little bit of high, a little bit of low. So that's kind of where we're at here.
All right.
Apparently, that's all I've got in the forecast, too, because the graphics don't want to cooperate today. But we'll get them all squared away. Colton's got your first alert forecast on 1st and 4. He'll also be on Studio 10. You just heard Claudia discussing a lot of the fun things they'll be doing there. So we hope to see you for those programs out here this afternoon.
I'm laughing because I don't know why it's not working.
What are you going to do? I guess it's just one of
Technology.
those days. You just got to power through sometimes, and that's what we're doing here.
Yep.
So.
Well, speaking of some of the fun Claudia had, okay, talking about some fall activities coming up. So,
Yeah.
pull up what we have in our evening newscast here.
Perfect.
The first one, not so much. When we come down to News 10 at 5, that is what I mean. But starting off with first at 4, St. Michael's Church doing a gun take-back event that is coming up pretty soon. So what you need to know about that, you sell your gun, you make money, and it's a little exchange. So we'll tell you more coming up on first at 4 during Mid-Michigan Matters today. Coming up on News 10 at 5, the Positive Aging Pumpkin Contest. Very fun, we'll tell you more. And then News 10 at 5:30, the Bumper Apple Crop. Justin Kent will have that News 10 at 5:30. And then Riley Connell coming up on News 10 at 6. We'll have New Business Coalition, business leaders talking about some of the rights for those businesses. So a lot of that coming up during first at 4 in our 90 minutes of news. Until that, Justin, if we are able to talk a little bit more about what's going on outside, that would be great.
Sure. Yeah, no, we've got, again, quiet conditions across the region right now. You can see the clouds kind of filtering in here, and that's sort of how it's been the tail of the tape, the way that today has been going. The fall colors are going to be starting to pop a little more. We're already seeing a few of them even on our Meridian Company Skycam Network views outside. But those will especially start to get going once we get through these next couple cooler days that are working into our forecast. Once again, we are warm out there today with numbers in the upper 70s to low 80s, but this is the last such day I think we probably have this year. It's going on. In the meantime, we're going to get back into some of the cooler air by the weekend like we've been talking about. And one more thing to touch on for the folks who are watching us live. It's about 2:15. I believe there's a scheduled test around 2:20 today that'll be going on. So anybody who's got a device, you may hear that go off. It's just a test of the emergency alert system that'll be taking place.
Yeah.
And so if you are watching us here live at about 2:15, I believe about 2:20 is when they said that would go on. And so I just glanced at the clock, and in the next couple of minutes, if again you are watching us live and not played back, 2:20 p.m. today, over the course of about a half hour, these tests will be taking place. And so just be mindful of that. Between 2:20 and 2:50, you may be hearing your phone start going off, making some noises. Seems like it's a big deal. It is a test of the emergency alert system. It's good if it's going off because it means it's working for you in the event that you ever do need it, which hopefully you don't. But the safety measure is there, and so they're going to be doing that in just a couple minutes.
That was a good reminder. Thank you. That slipped my mind, so I'm glad you brought that back.
So everyone's, if a bunch of people's phones just all start going off, that's what we've got going on.
I know, I'm like monitoring. All right, we'll speed this up so that doesn't happen here. But here's what our reporters have in our later newscasts.
There you go.
Thanks. Today is Count Day. It's an important day for school districts across the state of Michigan. The amount of students that show up to class today determine how much funding the school will receive. I'll have more on that story later tonight at 5 o'clock.
I'm Erin Bowling, and today I'm in Lansing for the technical training of our emergency response teams. Today they responded to a simulated call of a man trapped in a confined space. They responded accordingly, and I'll have how they did on News 10 at 5:30.
All right, thank you, Aaron and Amaya, for sharing what you have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. Got Chris Schultz commenting. Yep, will the emergency test still happen today?
Yep.
Like Justin just said, 2:20. So you've got probably just under 4 minutes now until that happens.
It's coming up for those of you watching us live.
Oh, yeah. Well, since we had a little glitch with the graphics, that's okay. You can always go to the First Alert Weather app.
Yep, and today it's a real good place to go. That's, again, dealing with a little bit of rain in the way tomorrow, and you can get those updates with the First Alert Weather app. Not only the daily video updates that we provide several times a day, but also you get all sorts of custom alerts to your location if you allow it to do so. You get real-time hour-by-hour temperatures. You get future and past radar forecasts in addition to those videos. It's all on the First Alert Weather app, which once again is absolutely free. All you got to do is search WILX Weather on Google Play and the App Store. It's good to have.
Perfect. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, I used that actually when I had service. I was able to use it in the UP.
Yep.
Again, Justin and I went up there at different times. He gave me kind of a loop of like, this is what the trees look like
Yeah.
right now.
I know.
That was so pretty.
Yeah, it's a great spot to go, and obviously colors popping in northern Michigan right now. They're going to be popping here pretty soon, especially after this weekend of cooler weather.
Yeah.
And next week's viewing should be good. We're going to get back into like low to mid 60s for highs, and that's going to be awesome if
That's
it's
perfect
dry.
fall
So
weather, yeah.
that'll be good to view those colors as well. You can wear your nice at like one little light layer, and that's all you'll need. So
Yeah.
that'll be really nice.
Perfect. Well, until then, like Justin said, I think in 2.5 minutes, expect that emergency alert system to go off. The testing, it is a test, so there you go. Until then, have a great rest of your Wednesday.
See you.
Oh, where's the button? Okay, now, goodbye.